Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I am now nervous that you cannot hear me, which is devastating. All right, I got one I can hear. Perfect. That's all I needed. I just needed one boast of confidence. Blessed. Hey, Hodies. Hopefully you can see me. You can let me know in the chat, but I'm going to just proceed. While we are waiting for some more people to come in, I'm just going to do my intro. My name is Homeless Tom. Thank you so much for coming to this live stream. If you happen to be new here and you're watching this live stream or you're watching this on demand, what we're going to do today is we're going to be very sassy about new makeup releases. My channel is really dedicated to loving my makeup collection as it currently is, but one of my ethos is to be critical of new makeup releases, and that's what Critical Sass is. So whether you're watching it live or on demand, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to ask one thing of you. If you are watching this live and you have not yet, this is like the last stitch effort. Last stitch? Ditch? Anyway, I'm nominated in 3 categories for Best of Pittsburgh. That's all linked in the description box right now, as well as whatever I am wearing on my face if you happen to be curious. If not, I will proceed as is. Thank you. Did I create do? Tiffany is here. Tiffany's in the chat, y'all. You better watch out. You better watch out. Okay. Obviously, I think this is the longest I've gone between critical sasses. It's been like 3 weeks or something. And of course, holiday stuff starts releasing and all kinds of nonsense has been released. So we are going to have a lot to talk about. Thank you. I have been told I look good in like a halter situation. This is just like a high necked. Tiffany, I have a feeling that it's going to make me moderate a lot of your commentary, which is very funny to me. Anyway, because last time people were putting up the roaches and I had to approve the roaches because I think the thing thought that people were calling me a roach, and I thought that was very funny. Okay. You're self-censoring. Let's get going. I was gonna put them in a particular order, but then I got lazy. So they're just gonna come as they go. So I probably should have done them into like least heated to most heated, but you know, I was never good at making slideshows in school. Are we here? Are we live? This is the Tarte Man Eater After Dark eyeshadow palette. 24 shades, 11 mattes, 9 shimmers, 4 sheens with warm neutrals, golds, coppers, and berries. Amazonian clay infused, $52. This is like a little more exciting than what Tarte usually does. It's like, it's giving berries, but there is a green. There is a green in it, which I love a green. I'm always here for a pop of green. More pops of green. I know we're right now in like pops of lilac. I wish they just would have went fully grungy. I also like the yellow in there. And I've also heard that Tarte does formulate a pretty decent yellow. So all in all, this isn't the worst thing. In fact, if you lined up all of the Tarte eyeshadow palettes and asked me which one I'd be most likely to buy, it probably would be this one. Like there's enough going on here. Not all of the colors look the same, which is like, I'm getting a little stressed looking at this. Yeah, it's just too many eyeshadows. If you like would have taken the first column out and the bottom row out, I think you have like a solid color story that's a little more focused. It's just like, what are all these things around the perimeter? I keep the darkness on the like the top 3 on the right, you know? I just think this could have been edited, but now Tarte seems to be committed to this palette size, which I'm not really sure why. However, also, flip side, $52 for this many shades is like, I guess not that bad. I feel like eyeshadow palettes just start at $50 when you walk into Sephora now. Almost doesn't count. Yeah, we get it. I know, Amazonian clay. I'm just saying, Tarte has done worse. So, you know, good for them for trying. Good for them for trying. I think that's about all I have to say about this one. It's like we're happy to. Here's something interesting. I only saw this for the first time today. This is a new skincare brand by Everybody 1-2-Step Ciara. It's OAM Skin, which is On a Mission Skin. This is their first launch. This is their Radiance System, which includes a vitamin C hydrating cleanser, a vitamin C brightening pads. For $28, you get 60 pads. The vitamin C brightening serum, $62. The vitamin C eye revitalizer, $35. Vitamin C radiance moisturizer, $43. Okay, I would love to see more like women of color with skincare brands, or just people of color with skincare brands, because I know that the concerns are a little bit different for our friends with more melanin in their skin. But I don't know that I needed like Ciara to be the person who's like formulating these skincare brands. I've actually heard good things about the Rhode skincare, but I wouldn't buy any of this. The first and foremost, you're missing me with the vitamin C. You don't need vitamin C at every step. I would say buy the serum and move along. But I am concerned that the serum is the one with the dropper, and I would never use a vitamin C that came in a dropper, because I would just be afraid that it would just affect the potency of it, because, you know, famously, vitamin C is such an unstable ingredient depending on how it's packaged and how it's formulated. So I'm just not sure. I definitely don't think we needed this, but I'm not sure. I guess I don't really follow Ciara's career. I really haven't in the last 20 years. That's a lie. Level Up is a banger. I guess she's also had a couple other singles that were really good. I only hear them in Peloton classes. I've never like sought it out to listen to myself. So what do I know? The crusty donut out of me. Yeah. So and not to be like rude, but like, I guess I don't trust skincare at this price point unless, I don't know, it's backed by like some kind of doctor. And perhaps the skincare brand has some kind of dermatologist associated with it, like Ciara's working closely with some kind of dermatologist. But like, this was news to me, and I just thought I would throw it in here just so you guys can see it. This is it. Yeah, I would say that maybe only try one thing, but also like, did the brightening pads exfoliate? That's like my question. Okay, here's something I'm like relatively interested in. Ooh, come on. Oh no, wrong slideshow. Spoiler alert. Okay, this is the new Future Fluid All Over Cream Concealer from Milk Makeup, a multi-use medium to full coverage concealer that covers, sculpts, and hydrates for a lightweight, crease-proof, natural finish, 92% natural, clean, vegan, cruelty-free, fragrance-free, silicone-free, alcohol-free, and gluten-free. It comes in 30 shades. Also, I should take a moment here. I am sourcing a lot of this information from both Trend Mood One and Makeup Release Radar, to just shout out the people that I'm resourcing. Because why mention that it's 92% clean? Because clean beauty is a train that people are jumping on left and right. And I don't know, like, what does that mean? Like, if it's not 100% of whatever the thing is, then why do we even need to mention it? Anyway, what is Milk doing? Does anyone know? Like, what? I feel like there was some kind of tectonic shift. Tectonic? Is that like the earth moving under our feet? Is that the sky come tumbling down? Anyway, I just feel like, remember when Milk came out and it was like, we're like the holographic stick brand. And now it's like they're shifting to clean beauty, which is like fine. I think they were already kind of in that vein, but it was like they've gotten only less exciting. Anyway, besides the point, this is actually like a complexion product from Milk that I'd be like keen on trying, I would say. I mean, I don't really use like full coverage much, just like at all. That's like not really my gig. But like I could see me like dotting some of this on my face and blending it out and just kind of using it as a foundation. Well, it says natural, which like sometimes foods will say they were like a certain percentage natural. I think that it's like 90% natural and then comma, it's clean. But like, what does that mean? That's the other thing about clean beauty is like none of us have, there's no definition for it. It's just like all personal based opinions. Like, what is clean beauty? But I think this packaging is pretty sleek. But I don't know if you guys have, well, maybe it's just the Sephora's in the greater Pittsburgh area. But I don't know if you've been to a Milk display at a Sephora recently, but they look sad. They don't look fun. They don't look good. Everything's like wiped out. And even like the new stuff doesn't seem to be in stock. Like their whole thing is now the bionic creams is like their new gig. I don't know. I don't really know what's going on with Milk. Hopefully this is nice. Maybe we don't have the money to fully do a rebrand, so we're just like slowly rolling it in, but not really announcing that we're discontinuing things. That's the vibe I'm getting from Milk these days. Anyway, apparently I'm very clearly invested in what's going on behind the scenes at Milk. All right. Okay, so it's not just Pittsburgh. It is... The Milk displays are looking bad everywhere. Okay, I feel it makes me feel a little bit better because I was just like, does Pittsburgh just hate Milk? I don't think every Sephora has a Milk makeup section. Like we like got ours. But also it was in a really weird place in the store. Okay, Gucci did this to me. Gucci really said, F Hope Mess Tom. F them. I think I need to buy 2 of these. And there are 6 shades. Let me give you the rundown. Smooth, playful, and multi-use. It can be applied on the cheeks and eyes, hydrating, ultra-thin powder, an infusion of shea butter, hyaluronic acid, black rose oil, embellished with a pastel pink enamel, and a playful star pattern, dressed in vintage-inspired gold tone design. There are 6 shades. There are more shades in this. I have seen the other shades, but those bottom 2 shades, I need them. Tiffany, the budget will roll over tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. And then I could buy both if I wanted to. Now, I thought I was going to save my budget until November, but Gucci did this to me. And I want to try the bottom 2 shades because I think they're really pretty. And I think that orange, that apricot shade, I think it's like they're calling it apricot. Oh, tender apricot. I think that's not my normal orange. So I have to try a different orange, okay? I don't want to talk about Sephora and Kohl's. I'm having like trauma about that transition when I worked there. Okay. Dylan, the Dylan girl, have you touched it? Have you swatched it? It's not my normal orange. It's light. My normal orange is like a deep orange. That's light. Rosy tan is the other shade I want, I think, if the names all line up here. The Gucci, I can block you, Tiffany. Anyway, Tiffany is like my best friend, so they're gonna be like on me, and I hate that. It smells incredible. Hi Kelly, hi Pia, welcome. I can't say anything bad about this. This is a banger release. Like I Gucci did this. How dare they? I think they're $49. Oh. I don't think I need to even watch another person review them because I want to just try them. Thank you, Josh. I think that's the the first time I've gotten a super things. Okay, I'm just gonna move along. Gucci. I feel like I just got attacked. I got attacked in the chat. I thought 49. I was like, that seems reasonable for Gucci. I did think it was also going to be like much more expensive. And that's why I can buy 2 Tiffany. Okay, these are from Pat McGrath, the Legendary Wear Metallic Lipstick. A comfortable metallic finish formula in an ultra velvety veil of intensely saturated color, whip texture, lightweight, up to 12 hours without smudging or transferring, in 2 shades, Nude Awakening and Rose Divinity. Hi, David. Everyone donate to Tom Soap. I can afford more blush. You do not have to donate money, but I do appreciate it if you do. I don't think I've ever said on my streams that that's open, but it is there. Okay, Kelly, do we need a metallic lipstick? I think the answer is no. And I think Pat McGrath knows that the answer is no, because I felt like this got announced and then like immediately shoved under a bunch of other releases. Here's the deal. Sugar Pill makes this already. Sugar Pill's been making this, I don't know, for a decade. It's like Trinket. The nude one looks like Trinket. And then the rosy one, I'm sure that they have a shade like that. I am like 100% sure that you could find this at Sugar Pill. But also, you can find this probably at many indie brands that do this like metallic lip situation. So like, do we need it? Do we need it? Oh yeah, Cozy Games and Makeup. Yes, it's Sugar Pill. We are in the same brain. Just because the 90s are in doesn't mean we need all the bad cosmetic choices we already made. Yeah. We have some more Pat McGrath to talk about. I don't think that it's the next slide, but we will circle back. Yeah. This is something that I think a lot of people only wear once or twice a year. I have like a metallic lipstick, but I don't wear it that often, and it's from Sugar Pill, and it's not even a liquid one. I prefer the bullet lipsticks because I think they're more comfortable. I don't know. Obviously, I've been on a tirade about Pat McGrath for like months now, so much so that some stans have left some comments in my videos, which I find to be really hysterical. Bye, Kelly. Have a great evening. Okay, I'm going to move along because I think we're all in agreement here. Good to see. Love that we're in the same brain. Okay, I feel like there might be some polarizing opinions here. I think this is already out. I think I've seen people use this already, but this is from Charlotte Tilbury. It's the Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish Powder. It is different than the other powder. I watched Michelle Wong use this, and now I can't remember what she said the differences were. I agree. And that's the tagline. I think Cozy Games and Makeup just came up with the tagline for my channel. I stand my wallet. I love that. That's great. That's branding. I'm going to let you keep that one, but I love it. Great energy. Wayne Goss slammed this. Here's the thing about Wayne Goss. I don't really trust... You know what? I'm just going to keep my opinions about Wayne Goss to myself. Anyway, this is fine. Obviously, I've been into a powder moment. David. If Michelle doesn't do it, then neither will I. Yeah, this is like... I think this is a fine release. I guess I would have to touch it or like swatch it or like understand how it's different by touching it. But like I would never buy this. But I think it's pretty. Although I do think that I don't have a photo of the outside of the compact, but I think it's tacky. I think it looks tacky. I think the outside looks really tacky. And I think that people are confused about whether or not this is a holiday release or what, or if like this is the standard packaging for it. I don't know. But I do think the current iteration of this packaging is pretty tacky. But I do kind of think that about Charlotte Tilbury's packaging kind of in general. So I guess it's par for the course. Elle, are you buying this? Because I know that you really you are a Charlotte Tilbury fan. I know you have mentioned in my comments before that you are. I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are. I will let you type those out while I move on to the next thing, because I'm sure you'll have an opinion, because I'm curious if you've tried it. All right, here we go. Ruthless. Chat is ruthless. All right, here we go. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. This is Fenty Beauty x Mschf. This is 6 packets of product. Whether or not it's ketchup, that's for you to find out, I guess. So it's either, it's a Russian roulette. And I guess, I have questions. You know what? The comments are really speaking. I guess my question is this. So, as it's presented, am I supposed to assume it's gloss or assume it's ketchup? Because it looks like a ketchup packet, right? So, am I supposed to like make some French fries in my air fryer, dump them out onto a plate, grab one of these and go, wow, I really hope it's ketchup. First, is it Heinz ketchup? Because if it's not Heinz, then we're not playing that game. It's got to be Heinz. It is like the one Yinzer thing about me. I mean, I'm sure there are many Yinzer things about me, but the one thing about me is that it has to be Heinz ketchup. Is Heinz in on this? Hello, Simply Swatch. Welcome, welcome. How many hamsters are in the trench coat that is running this company? Interesting. The timeline is cursed. Oh my God. The maternity leave hurting us. Y'all. Big Ketchup did this. Okay. So I actually did some research on this. I was talking to Nurse Danny, also known as Hello Nurse. I think there's a lot of O's on Instagram, and we were having a discussion about this. And so I looked up what Mschf was. And so Mschf is like an absurdist art installation kind of thing. So this like really makes sense with their branding. It really makes like what they do. So a perfect example is they took a bunch of Birkin bags. So if you're not familiar, Hermes makes a Birkin bag and the bags are like $10,000 plus. And on the resale market, they're like hundreds of thousands of dollars. They took the Birkins and then they made Birkenstock sandals out of them. So they were Birkenstocks. So this is like kind of their gig. Right. It's just one time. So I guess this was to get people talking, and obviously we are. I think I'm going to take a stand on if I see anything absurdist like this again. I'm not going to discuss it. I probably won't even post about it on my Instagram because they're winning. But there are people who are spending their money on this, and I don't care if influencers spend their money on this. Like, I really don't, but I cannot see a reason for a person who just wears makeup for fun, like buying this and what the purpose of this would be for them. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't understand. I equally feel the same about the Winky Lux glosses that were inspired by Applebee's wing sauces. Like, it's a no from me. Like, I don't want to talk about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to promote it. Because even when I'm talking negatively about a product, I am somehow promoting it. Like, you are getting to hear me talk about it. So I just think that I'm going to, like, not do that. Gonna get caught up in the chat here. I rebuke it. Yeah, it is great marketing. Of course they didn't get it. It's just such a bizarre thing. Hello. Yeah, I guess, yeah, if it was like perhaps something to do with like maybe like a highlighter or something. Not obviously it couldn't have been ketchup in that scenario, but like something that maybe was like less this. I don't know. I don't get it. $25 for 6 packets of ketchup. I don't. It's not me. All right, let's move along. I'm done talking about this. I'm done thinking about it. I feel like I've been thinking about these this nonstop since I saw it. But yeah, I think whenever things get absurd, I'm just like gonna move on from it. I'm not gonna talk about it. Oh God. These two back to back. Okay. So, oh no, come back. Did I hit twice? Did I click it twice? I did. Okay. Pat McGrath is collabing with Supreme again and releasing nail polishes. Pat McGrath has never released nail polishes before. I have no idea how much this is going to cost. It doesn't say in the post that I have pulled up here. Like, I have no idea how much this is supposed to cost. The Teresa's Dead review was very funny. Hi, Steven. Okay, I'm going to say that. I'm going to be brave and bold. I'm going to say this. I think I have to put the kibosh on talking about Pat McGrath because I'm just so unimpressed with the brand. I think the steps they're making don't make sense to me. I don't understand anything about what's going on there anymore. This was like the glittery lipsticks. Sure, whatever. This offends me. I don't understand like hype brands as it is either. Like, I'm sure that Josh could probably go on a tirade and explain hype brands to us in the chat, but like, I'm done. I think I'm done. The only time you'll hear me talk about Pat McGrath is if I'm using something I already own from the brand. Are we color popping? They always act like they're hurting for money. So, Simply Swatched, I believe that this is just what Supreme does. Kind of like Mschf, they do absurd things at absurd prices. There's been like a Supreme wheelbarrow, maybe. I think that's the thing I heard about. But they do stuff like this. They just do like weird, expensive things. They also have like hats and stuff and sunglasses, I guess. But like, this is like their bread and butter. This stupid stuff like this. The Dylan girl. You say Supreme Craft macaroni in your kitchen? I don't know what Supreme. I don't know their gig. I don't know why they're around. Hi, Amira. Welcome. Supremely dumb. Yeah, the Supreme lipstick was fine. Whatever, sure. And also, like, you know, if Pat has an iconic red lipstick, sure. But this is like, we should have started doing nail polishes before this to make it feel unique. But they're 3 creams. They're 3 creme polishes. You can get that at the drugstore. I don't understand. I thought Supreme was straight boy fashion. I don't know. Maybe that's what Pat McGrath is like. Maybe that's the Target demo. I don't know anymore. I can't speak for Pat McGrath. I'm over it. She's banned. All right. Okay, so Too Faced is doing this again. This is the Pumpkin Spice Second Slice. 18 shades. Okay, I don't have a price here. I imagine it's like $50 or whatever. I think the thing that I clocked instantly was that this was not in tin packaging. And I know, I have no idea how long it's going to take for us to get to the things that Jared didn't have his hand in, I guess, because was that about a year ago when Jared left the company? I have no idea. I have zero concept of time. None, zero, null. So it's killing me. I wish it was in the tin. Obviously, I would never buy this either way. I'm not interested in pumpkin spice. I don't want my cosmetics to smell like anything. I don't really care for cutesy cosmetics for the most part. Like, every now and then one will get me. You know, every now and then I'll see one and I'll be like, you know, put stars on a pink pastel compact and put Gucci on it and I'm like ready to go. But like this, I'm not going to get. But like, is this where we're headed? Just like cheaper packaging? Is that it? Yeah, Tiffany, I can't imagine the stench. It lives in my nightmares. When you work at Sephora and you smell it all the time. Yeah, I kind of hoped that like once Jared left, we might see something, like not like the most innovation, but like a shift in a positive direction. But it's like, you removed the one part of Too Faced things that I enjoy is like the tin packaging. I think is cool. I think it looks good. It makes them stand out. No one else really does that kind of packaging unless it's Makeup Revolution. But like, I'm missing the tin. It is on brand for Too Faced. More we started putting palettes in the same. Oh, like the Cherry Coke. Yeah. What in the Windows 3.0 print shop deluxe clip art is this? Yeah, the pumpkin pie in the bottom corner of the mirror is also just like, why did we do that? Who made that choice? Y'all are too funny. Okay. Y'all did not disappoint. Okay, I do want to talk about this because I feel like I have the opposite opinion on this about everyone else. Okay, so Patrick Ta, I don't know if this is out yet or if it's about to be out, but it's the Major Cream Skin Foundation and Translucent Finishing Powder Duo. Perfects the complexion and leaves a weightless, everyday finish in one compact, a creamy bundle, medium coverage cream foundation that moves with the skin, concealing imperfections without dulling the complexion, natural finish, and a complementary satin finish. What? I don't know. Sometimes Trend Mood, the way they write things, I like don't understand. Airspun setting powder blurs the appearance of pores and controls shine. Too Faced, people like us, it's definitely boring. Yeah, I mean, no, we're going to talk about a palette here in just a moment that I understand is like not for makeup lovers, but okay. Okay, well, I'm sure that I'm gonna get to see many reviews on this thing. All I see is that red shade in the middle, which I have not seen anyone talk about. But like, what is that? All the other shades are like, and I understand that like people have red undertones, but like, what is that one? Like, what is that one? I don't understand. Everything else looks like skin tones I'm very familiar with, but like there's just this odd, just red, orange. It just doesn't look like a foundation shade to me. But maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like this is messy. I feel like this is for a person who isn't me. It obviously it is. It's the only. How did you not notice? It's the only thing I see when I look at this image in this. All I see is that red one. Okay, I guess I'm not really interested in a foundation, like, I guess in a compact. I don't know. I don't really like having a foundation in a pot, which I do have. So I perhaps could be persuaded. My fear is that I would like one product or the other, but not both. So I wish they kind of came separately so I could dabble in both and then decide. Because I don't know that this is going to benefit me. Because I just can't see myself just liking both of them. And I don't know why. That's like a me problem, but that would be my fear, is that if I bought this, I wouldn't like both of them. And the other thing about, like, I imagine that this is probably going to look really gorgeous. I, like, believe in Patrick Ta's ability to make good products because I like his lipsticks. I think the only thing that was a miss was that original spray highlighter. I feel like a lot of people didn't get on with that. I never tried it. It wasn't for me. But yeah, so my concern is just like not liking them both. It seems pretty impractical to me, but very practical if you like both and you are someone who carries your makeup around to touch up, then I think this is like a really great thing. But I fly by the seat of my pants. Once I leave the house, the makeup's going to do what the makeup's going to do. And I just like, don't worry about it. A cream to powder. Thank you. I'm quenched. Do they look ashy? Maybe a little bit. But also I think the powder is travel ease. That makes sense. It's not that I don't think there's a time and a place for this. It's the red one. It's the red one. The red one is the one that, but like also the impracticality for me as a makeup user. Oh, a release that I'm kind of excited about. So these are the Make Beauty Skin Mimetic Microsuede bronzers, powder bronzer, a refillable microsuede matte bronzer, buildable warmth, definition for a naturally sun-kissed tan effect. I watched Kaki review these or try this for the first time. She used them in a recent video and she really seemed to get on with them. I don't know that I want like a matte bronzer, but like it does sound like one, I like the depth where we're going here. Like I like the options of bronzers. It seems like we've done a good job with our 6 shades to like accommodate as many people as we can. The compact is beautiful. Well, I'm not a really big fan of this type of blue. It's just very eye-catching. I could see myself opening my drawer and being like, ah, yes, that, because it is like a different color than everything in my drawer, which is smart because I don't think a lot of cosmetics come in this color. Like everything comes in like the same colors. Like it's rose gold, it's black, it's white. So that's interesting. It does look weighty. If it's refillable, I'm hoping that it's like weighted. I hope it feels, you get a little bit more of an expensive feeling. It's only, well, I guess skewed. It's only $32, but I feel like I've been buying so much luxury makeup, like $32 feels like a steal. And then the refill is $20 and they said it's going to come soon. I haven't heard anything about the melt ones. I remember talking about them. They were called Ultra Matte, and I was like, that's not it for me. Yeah, I feel like I think Brittany just brought Make Beauty to my attention not that long ago, and I had just found out about them myself like a couple days before she reached out to me. So yeah, they're on my radar. I would like to try them at some point. I'll get my hands on one of those. I stopped buying things based on travel because, yes, where am I going? What am I doing with my life? Is there anything? All right, let's talk about them. These are the Westman Atelier Vital Skincare Complexion Drops. Provide instant hydration with breathable light to medium coverage formulated with skin-loving ingredients such as Tsubaki oil and pomegranate extract, glides onto the skin like a lightweight oil and transforms into a cushiony serum for a radiant and dewy finish in 16 flexible shades, with 4 new ones coming in December. I want it. I want it. I want it. I want it. I haven't shaken it. I see it. I literally will not click on a video where someone uses it because I don't want to hear that they like it. And that's upsetting to me. I refuse to seek out information on it because I want it. Like, I want it. And for whatever reason, to me, this is like absurd to buy, where I'm like 2 Gucci blushes makes a lot of sense to me. It's I thought I was interested for the Chanel tint. Try these jobs. Freshwater tint. The Dylan girl, of course you're going to buy this product. I would love to come read your makeup stash, honestly. I am not. I mean, it doesn't say how many ounces in this, what I have here. 1 ounce. So typical. I am kind of disappointed that we did not make this something that was refillable or something, because it does look like the top is like a substantial piece of metal plastic. So I don't know. I just feel like we could have thought, because I feel like Westman Atelier is trying to be sustainable because they made their powder refillable, but I don't know that any of their other stuff is refillable, but I thought that was like something that they were moving toward. And then like this got released. So I was kind of disappointed in that. Not that I'm like the be all end all standard of sustainability, because I'm certainly not, but it was something that I thought about whenever I saw these pop up. Where they say they liked the Ritual Defee 3-drop foundation lab sample more. But I have that. I do have that. And I have been liking that a lot recently. I have been really enjoying that, using that again. No, Tiffany, I didn't buy this. I actually, this month's budget was all kind of went to the Westman Atelier powder to review. Yeah, fair enough. I have a feeling that there will be like kind of a Westman Atelier video in my future. Not like this year, but maybe next year, like where I try as much as I can from the brand. But we'll see. We'll see where my channel takes me. It all depends on where the channel takes me, of course. Okay, I feel like we can talk about this. It's been enough time. It's been enough time. I've seen people talk about this. I've seen people touch it. I've seen people make the argument that this is not for makeup lovers. This is for like people who are invested in the brand. I just burn it with fire. I just I like want Urban Decay to come out and make a statement and be like, this is the vision. And then once they say that, if everything they release after that follows that vision, I think I could get on board. But what I think keeps happening is that like many of us like yearn for the Urban Decay of years past, and like that's like clearly not what they're doing, but like what are they doing? I don't understand. I don't know. So you get your hands, first of all, what an interesting property to get your hands on. I know this is a new show that's on Disney Plus. Yeah, Marvel's on Disney. On Disney Plus. It's like whatever, and it has some great people acting in it. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care about it. So it's not like, so in my brain, first and foremost, like this isn't like an IP that I feel like anyone was fighting for. I don't think anyone was like running out and going, we need to get that IP so we can do something with it. So they get it, and then this is what they do with it, which again, this seems like a fun way to do color for the everyday person. I'm not going to disagree with that. But it's like, this would, so in my brain, is this for the people who are collecting like Marvel memorabilia? It just doesn't seem that interesting. Like the packaging's not interesting enough. Just like none of it is interesting enough to make sense to me for anyone to want to buy it, no matter where you're falling on why you might want to buy this. I don't know. But like Urban Decay isn't making like beautiful, fun, colorful things anymore. We're like no more electric palette days, no more fun lipstick shades. Like that's just like not what they do. And I don't really know what they want to do. Okay, I'm gonna catch up. How embarrassing. My husband said this is not for you. Ah, now I see. There is no vision. They do seem to snap up whatever IP they can. I want Urban Decay to say we gave up and we don't care. I Sorry, I'm like reading these in my brain because I know that other people could read this. Lauren May Beauty did try to give this a chance, and she was like not getting along with it. Well, it doesn't really matter what, I don't think it matters what Urban Decay does because this will be 50% off in a week's time. I like don't know how, it might be 50% off already. Urban Decay's new stuff never stays expensive for very long. I think the closest they got to conceptual something was the Stoned Vibes palette, and while the name was cringy, but like at least it was something. Like I felt like there was an interesting formula in there from them. It seemed to be polarizing, but it seemed like to be polarizing in a good way where it was like people either hated it or loved it, but at least people loved it. Whereas I think a lot of people look at this and they're like, I'm not even interested in like trying this. Yeah, but it's like put the character on it. It just looks like the jungle with like Urban Decay's logo and She-Hulk written on it. And what does that mean to anyone? Nothing. I hope the show's good though. You can the woman from Orphan Black is She-Hulk, and then the woman from The Good Place is in there as well. You know, I'm not mad. Oh no. Why does it keep going to? Let's talk about this. Yeah, there isn't a pre-existing fandom. I think that's the part that is confusing. So yeah, the way that Urban Decay goes on sale is the way I feel about Pat McGrath right now too. Is just like it'll go on sale eventually, so you don't need to buy it. Let's talk about Natasha Denona's My Dream collection. Let's start with the eyeshadow palette. So I have seen some comparisons of it being compared to the retro palette, and I thought, and I did not see that at first, and I was like, that is a fair comparison. And I said, but I'm not mad at this. And then that person politely pointed out to me, it was like, Well, if you like the retro mini and then you saw the retro, there was an expectation from the mini to the mini size to the midi size, and perhaps you were disappointed. But perhaps being presented this color story or a similar color story without that expectation, you're not as mad about it. And I'm not. I think this is really pretty. I don't wear purples as much as I used to, so I don't know that this is something that I would even want to buy. And if it is the midi size, I'm not interested. I don't like the midis as much as I like the full-size palettes or even the minis. There's something about the midi ones that like don't vibe with me. I don't like them as much. Ooh. Sorry, getting caught up on that. I noticed the chat was going. I can't wait to pick this up when Sephora makes it half off in a couple of months. It's half the Gold Star expanded. Oh yeah, I could see that as well. I'm not super familiar with the Star palette. Like, that was never one that I lusted over. It wasn't like part of my fantasy. But I think that the eyeshadow palette is like a pretty color story, like really smoky, grungy purples. I'm into it. There's a multi-chrome in there. Throw it in for the people who don't know about the multi-chromes that are like on the indie market. Whatever. I think that's fine. But I would like a bigger palette. If I were to buy it, I would buy it bigger. Now, I want to talk about the face palette. Okay, I understand. So if the concept is like Natasha Denona's, like, what are my favorite colors to put on my face? And it's like, then you make a face palette for you. That's great for you, Natasha. But what about everybody else? Like, what about people who aren't the same skin tone as you? That looks like people with like medium skin tones, like tan skin tones, are probably going to like that a lot. But I don't think that I could wear all the things in that face palette. And certainly someone who has a really deep complexion cannot wear all of those things in that face palette. So I just don't understand. Like, it's like great for you, Natasha. So great. I don't know why you couldn't have just threw some of your own face powders in a magnetic palette and been like, it's my dream palette, and then just ran away with it. Like, I don't need to buy your dream face palette. Do you know what I mean? Like, the concept as an eyeshadow palette works a little bit better. It's a little bit more universal, but like the face palette, girl. I'm just saying. Oh, sorry. There's not really bigger images of this yet. I try to pull bigger ones. Yeah, people really have an issue with the splatter art. And then I realized I was doing my makeup with splatters recently, and I was like, do people hate my makeup? The splatter paint people seem to, I don't know why people are so upset. I had sponged walls, that was gray with sponged hot pink on the walls. That was what was on my, so it gets almost like a splatter, but it didn't look like that. It's almost like if you made it red, it's like a Dexter scene, you know? I don't know. I'm not, I read someone in here, Simply Swatch said that Natasha Denona really isn't on their brand. Hi, Ayana. I think companies are losing the love they had at first. Isame is a good example of a passion project. And us as a consumer see it, it's palpable. Big companies are becoming disconnected. I think that's a really good point. Because I think when Isame was previewing, I was very excited about it. I mean, like, obviously, still very excited about it. It's in my drawer. Like, Isame did something right. And I hope she continues to do that. I hope that she doesn't lose her way, because I would love to see more and more and more of that from her, TBH, to be quite honest. I don't know that Natasha Denona has really lost her way. I think Natasha Denona is rebranding. A lot of stuff went on sale recently, like really heavily discounted. I'm thinking that, well, though this is coming out, so, and it looks like the old packaging. So I don't really know. I don't know what Natasha is doing, but it does seem like she's up to something. Okay, so this is from Glaminatrix. This is just a sneak peek. This is from their Glamorous eyeshadow palette. Now, I think we all, if you've been here for a minute, you know that I'm waiting for my perfect Glaminatrix palette. I don't think this is going to be it. I'm not interested in these colors yet. I think they're fun. I think they're very pretty. And I think that a lot of people who watch my channel that love colorful makeup are going to be like really into whatever this palette looks like. But it's not for me. And I was on board whenever like the mint color got released. Then when the purple came out, I was like, oh, we're getting farther away. And then that like berry shade got released. I was like, okay, I think I'm good. I don't know that I'm going to want this. I mean, maybe once I see the whole vision, maybe I'll get it, but I don't think this is going to be for me. But I still think it's really pretty. Yes, May is a man, never go on the pillow talk. The swatches are pretty. Glaminatrix never ceases to like make beautiful shades and interesting shades and beautiful shimmers. Um, Tiffany, I think you should buy it. You should try Glaminatrix before me and then let me know if I need one. I still think the Nearly Natural palette would be like the one that I would buy at this point if I were to buy one. They are really pretty. Everything's really pretty. Glaminatrix is really doing it. This wasn't to like say disappointment. I was just going to say that very likely still not going to be my first Glaminatrix purchase. All right. Okay, I guess this is like a thing that got announced recently. So this is the Shroud Cosmetics with Batty Bean, the Hallobean palette. Now, I wasn't really. Oh my god, it's not. It keeps going twice. Why does it keep doing that to me? How embarrassing! It's like I don't know how to live stream. I don't know how to live stream. The fact that this is happening is always a miracle. Like, in fact, 10 minutes before I came on, my system crashed. Like, not my system, but the thing that I used to live stream crashed. My streaming software. It's a miracle that this happens every time. So, I think this is so pretty. But I also know that Shroud Cosmetics got into some heat with the first Batty Bean collection. Was it It's Freaking Bats? Wasn't that what it was? So I think a lot of people are really weary about buying this one because all of my friends who buy a lot of indie makeup, because God bless all of them on Instagram, they keep me in the loop because I'm like, I'll see something pretty and they'll be like, don't buy from that brand. I'm like, okay, thank you. Thank you for telling me. But this is really lovely. The color story is really lovely. And if I recall correctly, I like this color story better than the last collab. But I would be weary to buy it because I know that many people I know had horror stories buying from them the last time that they collabed. So, buyer beware. But the color story and swatches are very stunning. It is a really pretty color story. So it is the opposite of the bloated Tarte palette. Yes, it is really pretty. I mean, Pat McGrath doing anything but what Pat McGrath, the company, is doing right now would be great. So a Vivienne Westwood collab, I would love to see it. I would love to see anything. I would love to see anything but what we are currently seeing. I read somewhere that they would only be selling ready-to-ship palettes, but didn't read up on it from the brand itself. The first round was a hot mess. Yeah, that's what I kind of heard in passing. My friend, the Beauty Beatdown, Kristen, she had a lot of trouble with hers. I think she did get it resolved, but it took a really long time. I don't know if that launched during COVID times or if that was right before COVID times, but it was messy. Here comes Danessa Myricks with Lightwork Volume 4, the Transcendence palette. 8 velvet chromes, 2 pressed chrome flakes, 2 glass metallics. I wonder which one those are. And then 2 aqua chromes. I must say, of any iteration of any Danessa Myricks things, this is by far the one that I find the most interesting. I don't know if it's just the lighting, but everything looks really dark and like richly pigmented, and it looks really, really stunning. I still don't think I would probably buy this. I don't think this is like on my to-do list of things to try, but I think people who are very into like playing around with color and shifting lights, and which obviously I'm interested in, I just think my quota is a little bit fulfilled. In fact, I'm doing like short form content with the things that I feel like I'm neglecting, and it's all stuff that looks like this. But this is really pretty. The texture of the big pans in the middle are really, really stunning. They remind me, do you guys remember like when MAC, I'm really talking out of my ass here because I don't pay that much attention to MAC, but MAC does eyeshadows sometimes that are pressed like that. So that's what I immediately thought of. But I imagine that those probably are. I've not really played with much Danessa Myricks, but I imagine all of this feels very wet. I imagine it looks very wet. Excuse me, and feels very wet. It just feels wet. If you have Terra Moon and Cleona shadows, and if you have a good collection of them, you're good. This is one of the, like, Okay, I'm going to use Tiffany as an example because they're on this, they're in the chat. But Tiffany doesn't have multi-chromes like me. This would be really great for Tiffany. Like if they wanted to try all of this stuff out, I think this is a really good way for people who don't have anything like this to try out stuff like this. But I think like, I don't need this. I don't need this. I have so many Cliona shadows that are really beautiful that I don't touch that often. But I really love that Danessa is just like bringing this to the mainstream because like, I don't know that it would ever make it to a Sephora store, but like one could possibly run into it at a Sephora. If Tom doesn't buy it, then I can buy it and we can both try it. T. Yeah, I agree, Existential Gal, that this is like, this pops off. This is great. I think this is way more interesting than the last one. Because the last one had like the ABH moon glow in the middle and I was like, I don't need that. I'm not about that. Okay, I don't have much information on this one, and this is the second to last one. But Tom Ford's holiday stuff's coming out. This picture is really blurry. I tried to find better pictures, but this is from Makeup Release Radar, and I'm guessing that this is like, I don't know, this, I feel like this, I shouldn't have this image. Like, I don't, like, I feel like someone really dug and found this. Yes, there's Chalet Lust. And après ski, which everything in the wintertime, there's always an après ski palette. But the Chalet Lust one is really, really sparkly. It's like really, really sparkly. There are like really tiny swatches at the bottom of that, and they look really pretty, really cool toned. I'm into it. I don't think I would buy it. I don't know that I'm like a Tom Ford girly. I have one quad and I like it well enough, but I don't know that I need to buy another. But I think these are pretty, but I just really wanted to show the sparkly one because I was like, ooh, sparkly. But everything else on this can miss me. Just the sparkly one. It is really pretty. It is really pretty. Okay, that's all I needed to say about it. I was just like, I can't wait to see like the real size image of it. I can't wait to possibly see a better resolution of it. I don't know why they did such a big image of the lip balm situation. Like, who needs that? Who needs to see that? It's like, you can buy that from Winky Lux. Yeah. It came out of my mouth right as I saw it come up on the screen. Okay, I think this is I'm ready for new by Rado, but so far not wowed by their promo pics. High bar for them. The thing about Tom Ford palettes is I went them 3 months after they came out and they sell for 3 times. Cozy Games and Makeup. Do you have a cosmetics company store near you? I would check that out because you can get Tom Ford pretty cheap and it's all the stuff that comes in this packaging because it's always limited edition. I think you would be able to maybe fulfill your fantasy there if you want to. And for like $40 as opposed to $89. Yes, I also agree. That's true. The Tom Ford packaging is not luxe. It's very, very light. Okay, this is the last thing. This is a sneak peek. We don't get to see the full thing, but this is from Adept Cosmetics. This is their Minka eyeshadow. There's no release date. It says available this fall. I've seen this imagery on Adepts, but this is from Makeup Release Radar. Nordstrom clearance for Tom Ford. There you go. I want this. I want this. I think this might be the first thing from Adept I try. Everything about this, I'm into. And Pia, did you tag me in this? Someone tagged me in this. I can't remember who tags me in anything anymore. It's happening more and more frequently, which I appreciate. I really love. But like, ooh, yes. Yes, Pia tagged me. I love everything about it. I love everything about you. I want it. Those textures. And also the fact that they're like kind of neutral, kind of cool tone. Ooh, that Luna shade. Yum. I want it all. I think I need to buy that one. This is I don't always get excited about eyeshadow palettes, but this one makes my heart pitter patter, and I know that Adept normally makes their packaging removable, so I could like throw these into other palettes. Yum. I'm 100% here for this. Like, I can't wait to see the whole thing. Yes, it looks so chunky. So excited to see the full palette of that. I hope it's all just shimmers like that. I don't need it to have any mattes. I don't need it to have anything else going on. It's looking perfect the way it is. Don't throw any weird colors in there. I just want it to be this. Just want it to look like this. Okay. Hoodies that were here in the chat. Thank you so much for being so lovely and throwing out all of your opinions. And it was very fun to chat with all of you. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. I will be here on, I have a video planned for Friday. So I have another video out on Friday to start September off. Be kind to your Starbucks baristas when you're buying pumpkin spice lattes. Just be kind in general. I appreciate you all so much. And remember to follow your host. And you will find me. I will see you next time. Bye. The rain.